Thousands gathered for a service of song and scripture celebrating Tyre Nichols.
A good person, a beautiful soul.
A funeral for Nichols, but the grief extends far beyond just his death.
There should be no other child that should suffer the way my son and all the other parents here have lost their children.
In that church in Memphis, the families of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Eric Garner, all Black Americans killed by police in recent years.
Grieving their loved one, and at the same time, fighting for justice.
Even as the service celebrated Nichols' life.
My brother really touched a lot of lives.
With stories and photos, it was also filled with repeated calls for justice, including one from Vice President Kamala Harris.
We demand that Congress pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Joe Biden will sign it.
That bill targets racial bias and excessive force in policing. It stalled in Washington after being introduced in 2021.
We cannot continue to let these people brutalize our kids.
This celebration of Nichols' life comes just days after the release of video from the night police arrested and later beat Nichols earlier this month. He later died in hospital. 5 officers have been charged with second-degree murder. In his eulogy, veteran civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton making an impassioned plea to end police brutality too often inflicted on Black Americans.
For me, I believe if that man had been white, you wouldn't have beat him like that night.
From Tyre's mother, a heartfelt message to those who may block police reform.
The next child that dies, that blood is going to be on their hands.
A message she hopes will resonate long after her son's funeral service. Chris Reyes, CBC News, New York.